we're in line waiting, and there's actually, we are in line. There's quite a few here. If you look, it's
hopefully the boat holds a lot.
yes.
I'm sure for some of you, this might be your first ride out onto Lake Superior. Like to tell a little bit about it. So what I'm getting at with all these facts and numbers is, it's a pretty big lake.
I did have one situation one time where I pulled that gray tank and it popped loose right at the end.
Wow.
Isn't that quite the view?
Yeah.
So if you remember a few weeks ago, we installed the HiBoost cell booster on the Airstreamer. And we're actually in a pretty remote area in Michigan's Upper Peninsula right now, and we need a little more cell boost than what we're getting. So I have one more extension that I can put into this and raise it up a little higher, but I want to be able to take this on and off because I don't want it that high when we're driving down the road. So there's a little bit of extra cable here, so that should work out really well. I can make a little coil up on the roof of the Airstream to support that when we bring it down lower. And I've got a couple more of these adhesive things to secure it to the roof. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to break the seal with that red Loctite and open this up a little bit so that we can put this other extension in. We'll bring the cable out a little further and put this up a little higher, and maybe our cell signal will be a little stronger. So we've got this apart. We're just going to slide the antenna out through there because there's a slot in that. And then here's our extension. And again, we got the male side that's hooked to the antenna part and then the female end. So we're going to thread this antenna wire all the way down through this. It'll come out the other end. Like that. And then we're going to thread these two together. Let's see, it'll give me another about 18 inches up in the air, which should be enough to get a little more cell signal. Hopefully. And those go together. And we're not going to Loctite it this time because now I've learned that I'm going to be taking this apart and putting it back together from time to time. So we'll grab our 2 wrenches and we'll tighten this up a bit here. Right there. And now this end, this will thread through here. And the antenna, instead of coming all the way straight through, because this is plugged at the end, we're going to have to make that turn. There's a bit of a pre-bend on that. That'll help. There. So go up and in. There we go. Right out through that slot. Whoop. That's why it didn't work. You can't put those ends together that way. There we go. So out through that slot. And these two screw together. Make sure we're not cross-threaded. These screwed in tight. Again, these can, when I think about it, these can probably just be hand tight for what we're doing. Then we're going to screw this whole assembly into the spring right here. There, and we got that extended. So we got the wire out just a little bit further, and it's just enough to reach to hook these two antennas together, or the antenna and the antenna lead together. So we'll tighten these back up. Right there. And then we'll just kind of latch this down. And there we have it. Now we've got our extension. Our antenna is about another 18 inches high. So we'll see if that gives us a little better signal, cell boost area. Where we are. Actually, where we are, we're up at Tahquamenon Falls in the Portage campground, and cell signal here is very, very poor. In fact, we usually use the T-Mobile router inside the Airstream. There is zero T-Mobile signal up here. So I've actually unplugged that router so it doesn't even try or interfere with their system. So everything we're doing is off our phones, which are on AT&T service. And there's just enough service up here to get things working. The speed seems to be okay, but sometimes it gets a little flaky. I think too many people on the cell towers. There's probably not as many cell towers because it's not very populated up here. But I'm hoping that this little extra height gives us a little better line of sight to an antenna, and will help with that signal.
We are on our way to go on a cruise. It's called a sunset cruise to see the Pictured Rocks. We have been to the Pictured Rocks numerous times with our kids over the years, but we have never seen it from the water. So we're pretty excited.
Should be really nice. It looks like it's gonna be a nice evening, just a little bit of cloud cover tonight. And we're meeting friends there as well to go on this cruise. You know, Ron and Donna and
Carrie and Paul.
Is it the first time they've been in the Upper Peninsula at all?
I'm pretty sure Donna and Ron, not sure about Carrie and Paul.
Okay. But
I guess we could find out tonight.
We'll find out tonight. Either way, it's going to be a great time. Hello.
By you guys, or?
I don't know that you can. We're coming back to see if you have a preference as to where we're located, because we can save you a couple seats.
I've heard somebody tell me you stay on the right and you go out, and then when you go back, it turns around, and then anyway. So I don't know. I've heard both. Sit on the right, sit on the left. I'm going to want to be open.
As far as he wants to photograph and do all that, but he thought you can't stand up on the top.
So you can't stand up anywhere where there's seating. You can stand up on the lower back deck. The boat's not here, but there's a lower back deck where you're entering.
Okay.
And when we're docking and undocking, you have to be seated.
Okay.
But once we're on the bay, then you can stand up on that lower back deck.
Okay, but not the very, very top. You can't. Okay. Thank you.
Got it. Thanks. All right, so we're in line. We're in line waiting, and there's actually, we are in line. There's quite a few here. If you look, it's
Hopefully the boat holds a lot.
I'm sure it'll hold all of us. They can't sell more tickets than people can fit. That'd be bad. That'd be really bad.
Our friends are up there, and we can't really go up to them
No,
to kind of stay in line.
yeah, can't cut in line.
But they're gonna hopefully save us a couple seats.
I think if we try to cut in line, some of these people will pummel us.
No cutting.
One of the oldest lighthouses still standing on Lake Superior. It was built back in 1867. The last man to run the old lighthouse was a man named George Pryor. You live here, considerable isolation with family. Yeah, and I mean small family means just his wife and their 12 children.
Careful. Step. You might want to watch me.
Yeah. So much for my spine. See, we could do selfie like right here.
Okay.
And the boats in the back and everything.
We didn't win.
Didn't win.
No, none of us.
So on the boat, they said you could look at to see if your name was here on these plaques, see if you won a boat.
We didn't win.
We didn't win a boat.
I don't mind saying I roll out of bed and I roll up. Ooh, stretch my back and legs. Well, now what did the younger me become? I make some coffee and a plan, and I decide on oats and eggs.
While we're camped at the site that is a full hookup site, I am in the camp that believes that you leave your sewer valves closed, both the black and the gray tank closed, and let them fill up and then dump them. Even when you're at a full hookup site, I like to have that cycling of the water inside the tank to help keep them clean. And what I always do, even though we're all hooked up here, you can see here's our line, a little longer, got one extension in. Just to make sure that everything works properly, I always pull the gray tank first a little bit, just to make sure that we have no leaks going down and it actually does drain. And I did have one situation one time where I pulled that gray tank and it popped loose right at the end fitting. And I'm so glad I didn't pop that black tank first, because that would have been a mess. Then once our tanks are flushed, I do 3 bowlfuls of water down the toilet to go into the black tank to lay a base of water down there to make sure that any solids won't stick to the bottom of the tank. No poop pyramid for us. And then on the last bowlful, I add our mix, our Geo Mix right here for our tank treatment. And that is the Geo Mix where I'm using a pine cleanser and then Calgon water softener. So I'm using 20 ounces. It says a pine sol on this, but I'm actually using Zeps because it still has real pine oil in it. The other stuff I've been buying did not. And then I'm using the Calgon moisturizing bath beads. The only scent I can find right now is lavender and honey. I do actually prefer the other, there's a beach scent or something along that line, or ocean, that I think is a little better smell. But let's go ahead and let's get this filled up and dumped 3 times into our black tank.
About to go off the map, off grid.
You know, that's after I cleaned off the lens and a little bit of the GoPro. The mud through here was pretty crazy.
Must be down this way.
I think it's down that way, but let's look over here.
We made it.
So it's windy here, and here on the shores of Lake Superior, and you can see some of the, I don't know if those are old docks or maybe shipwreck stuff. I think they're docks and all, and of course the lighthouse right over there in front of us. What do you think?
Oh, it was so worth the trip. Yeah.
It's quite the
Stunning.
yes, it is very. It's a beautiful day, just a beautiful blue sky day. But I think we're going to make the trek. Do you want to walk through the sand to get to the lighthouse, or do you want to go back up and on the boardwalk?
They actually say to use the boardwalk.
Use the boardwalk? All right. So Michelle reads the literature and what they suggest you do and want you to do. I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like I'm a guy. I don't read directions.
I think there's stairs there, but there's been a ton of deterioration. The property initially started out with 15 acres, and over the years it's now only 3 because of the erosion.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's head at the boardwalk.
Okay.
Farewell and adieu to you, Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu to you, ladies of Spain. For we've received orders to sail for old England, but we hope in a short time to see you again. We'll rant and we'll roar like 2 British sailors. We'll rant and we'll roar all on the salt seas until we strike soundings in the channel of old England. From Houston to Scilly, 'tis 35 leagues.
See this? Crisp Point light model built by 9-year-old Alexis Specht as a 4th grade school project.
Wow.
At St. Paul's Lutheran School, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
It's pretty incredible.
It is. That is amazing.
We haul our ship to with a wind from southwest, boys. We haul our ship to deep soundings to take. 'Twas 45 fathoms with a wide sandy bottom, so we scored our main yard and up channel did make. Now let every man drink of his full bumper, and let every man drink of his full glass. We'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy, and here's to the health of each true-hearted lad.
So I climbed up these last steps to come up here into the actual top of the lighthouse. And you've got a 360 panoramic. Oh, look, Michelle's coming up.
It's slippery with the sand. Wow.
Isn't that quite the view?
Yeah.
What a view. And you can go out on that walkway too. You can go out there.
That's okay.
And you can see somebody's built a little teepee or something out of the driftwood. All kinds of people walking the shoreline there. But I'm going to go out there. If you want to come this way, I'm going to hand you this.
Okay.
Don't touch the top part. There you go. All right. So this may be the last footage of me.
Don't say that.
Oh, my back.
I'm out here now.
You are.
Wow. Let's do some better stuff we can have. There. Let's see Michelle filming me.
Back it up a little bit there. But look at this. I tell you, this is not the widest walkway up here. So we just finished our tour and climb of Crisp Point Lighthouse. How'd you like it?
It was great.
It was great?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't go all the way up to the top. I mean, I went up to the light, but I didn't go out on the
Yeah, not outside.
outside. So, but I mean, it's a lighthouse, so it's stairs and round and round and round, and it's really a beautiful setting.
Mm-hmm.
The water is gorgeous. You got all the different colors, and the sky is beautiful. It's a beautiful day too. I don't know. It's high 60s maybe.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Mid-August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, like Michelle said, Lake Michigan. Lake Superior. I'm sorry again. Like Michelle said, Lake Superior, the colors are phenomenal. If you've not seen it, it's an absolutely stunning lake.
I would definitely say that it's worth the road to get here. It is a very dry day, and it's been a few days since it rained, so the road wasn't, there were a few mud sections, but not much at all. Definitely the weather would depend on your travel. It is a very sandy, gravelly road, so most of the way. So you just take it slow and know that's what you're in for, and it's actually a really pretty drive.
It is narrow, and there are times where you're going to pass other cars. It's where it's only one lane wide.
Yeah.
And so you have to make room for each other on those sections. So be sure to do that. Crisp Point Lighthouse here in the Upper Peninsula, I guess. So near Newberry, sort of, kind of.